Hello everyone, welcome to the another Bluehat SEO series episode. In this episode, we will be giving you 3 simple and unique suggestions as it happens in every Bluehat SEO video. If you want to see more deeper SEO videos, I will suggest you to check our holistic SEO case studies and the videos that we published before. And in the coming months, once we start to actually add new lectures to the Artifical Generative course, the new case studies like book-like size, they will keep coming. So I published actually this specific case study before, and I explained that we have performed a subdomain migration here. And we also, after the subdomain migration and started to publish the semantic content networks, we have seen a really great increase. With the latest updates, we have seen a better ranking, and this will keep going actually. It's normal to see that actually after your first, let's say, ranking increase, you can always see that a little bit after the peak point, you always see a balancing, then it keeps going with a gradual increase. If you see a quick drop, you should expect actually another big ranking increase. This is not something negative. When you see this in the ranking patterns, you should expect actually a new increase, especially if you are able to see that there is a core update or a new, let's say, unconfirmed update. And if you're able to check your log files, it will be amplifying it even further. So basically, in every Bluehat video lately, I start to interpret the graphics in this area. Do not just look at how many clicks you are getting, whether you are increasing or not decreasing. Try to understand how Google actually is ranking. If you go here actually, let's say, how does Google rank? You directly will be seeing. Let me just check here. This is the most extensive research about the ranking algorithms based on different type of systems, ways, and the patterns. Very, very long article. And everything here has been defined according to the original sources by staying loyal to the original source. I will suggest you to check it. Probably I will be leaving the link to the beginning area. So basically this increase will continue. And when it comes to the first suggestion, be hopeful from these type of drops. It means that you are being tested, and try to amplify your understanding there by checking the updates regularly and try to understand how these patterns are working. The second suggestion that I will be giving actually will be a little bit about the author pages. Lately, everyone tried to focus on that. Try to understand the concepts and their semantic distance to each other. If you look at the authors that we are using in this specific project, you will always see that actually the person has been defined as a linguist, like X is a linguist at Y. Again, let's say this is a linguist at Y. Again, a linguist at Y, a linguist at Y, a linguist at Y. It always continues like that. Why we are always using the word linguist, for instance, here? The first reason is that linguist is more relevant to the specific topic, and we explained it before too, because the specific title or occupation name, linguist, is directly relevant to the language. And when it comes to diet, dietitian. When it comes to the health, doctor, for instance. We always try to use these type of concepts as much as possible according to the semantic distance. But main suggestion here is that please do it with a regularity, because as we said, we always try to create an information graph. And the graph here, that means this entity is a linguist, which is a type of occupation in the X specific area. If you're able to do it with a consistency, it actually shows that how you are connected to this specific industry with the help of these sub-entities. The next part is making these specific entities actually more important. For instance, if you search for this specific person on the Google search, you will realize that the person is also a linguist according to another third-party source. We are here, then academia, then scholar works, let's say, then the same face in a recognizable way around. And ResearchGate is here, Rate My Professor is here. And again, ResearchGate and a social media profile, then scholarship, Western, and other areas. My main point here is, please try to define your experts in the same way. Then, this definition should be highly relevant to your industry. It should be very short, definitive, decisive, or determinist definition. And please try to create third-party sources about these people. Make them an entity that is relevant, or which is relevant to your subject and the topic. Then imagine that you get all these authority from person type of entities. Then you are reflecting it directly in your content. This especially became more important because Google Quality Rater Guidelines directly state that human effort is a must for original quality content. And this is one of the reasons that later conversational content and also forum content ranks higher because foreign content most of the time doesn't come from AI. It comes from real people. People write to people for people. And this is a motto from Google lately. So basically, if you are able to prove that your authors are human beings with proficiency and related works to your industry from third-party sources, if you're able to create an entity graph in a connected way from all these people's, let's say, expertise back to your web entity, you will be able to rank actually higher too. And you will be saving yourself from some of the, let's say, from some of the algorithmic checks when it comes to the trustworthiness and expertise at the same time. Expertise of this person will be reflected on the expertise on the other person. Previously, I have written an article to check actually news websites and how the authorship affects the news rankings. In some of these patents as well, they were telling that prestige of an author can be shared by the source and also with other authors too. Let's say you have 50 authors on your website. All of these authors' prestige, expertise, and authoritativeness and consistency for that topicality will be affecting actually how you will be perceived too. These are actually further checks, which means that if you are a new website, directly a new website, you wouldn't be affected from this. If you have a high level of page rank, and if this page rank keeps coming with updateness and freshness, again, you will be saving yourself a little bit. But if you are a brand without page rank and a really strong brand search demand, then it will be really helpful for you to actually prove that there is a real human being behind the content, and the human being has proficiency and also, let's say, direct relevance with consistency, approved by third-party resources with the same original faces and images, and also they are connected to other real people as well. This would actually prove you as a real-world entity. It would also attribute human effort to your content directly. In this video, I would like to stay on the authorship a little bit more. And one more suggestion from us. When it comes to the authorship, please try to not just put the links in this area for these specific, let's say, authors, but try to put a kind of resource back or a link back to the person's original website. The thing here is that most of the linguists, they don't have their original website, but I would actually open a website for the specific person. Then I would make the person directly an entity in the knowledge graph, and I would link back to the actually Mango languages from the official website of these linguists. It would increase the specific confidence score for this relation even further. And the only problem here is that controlling the entity, which is a topic because sometimes the linguist or dietitian or rehab expert, they might be going to another company and they might tell you that remove my articles. So you should have a proper contract with the people, and this is the business side of SEO. Without developing business, you can't develop your SEO. So thanks for listening to me, and if you want to join to our communities, subscribe to our newsletter or subscribe to our LinkedIn newsletter as well. We will going to publish more and more case studies based on the real world data. If you want, we can do also a quick comparison here to see how these things are changing overall, and you can see it with your eyes as well. Yeah, double of that and double for both sides. And if you do a year-over-year comparison, it might be even more obvious. Let's do that too. Yeah. And for the next part, we will continue. Probably in our next topical authority course updates, we will be opening the gates, and it might be happening in March. And I will be explaining the topical map of this project further. We explained it a little bit in the coaching group and in our meetup in the Chiang Mai, and it has been liked really well. And usually I do put these things to my course after testing them also for teaching purposes too. See you in the next one. Love you all.